Hi everyone, this is Mr. Jackson. I'm here to teach the second and third graders a lesson about a famous artist named Vincent van Gogh. I'm missing all of you, so I hope you have fun creating art based on this example that I'm going to show you. But this is a poster of a painting of the artist that I'm going to connect with what I'm doing. But this is Vincent van Gogh. He's a Dutch artist from the Netherlands. And he is one of the most famous artists I could talk to you about. He was not famous while he was alive, but after he died, he became very famous. I've attached a video to this, a YouTube video to this lesson about Vincent van Gogh, so please watch that because it has a lot of good information about him. Coming up in a few weeks, I'm going to do a lesson about some sunflowers too. Vincent van Gogh is famous for doing some of these flower paintings, but today I'm going to focus on this one, which is probably his most famous painting. It's called The Starry Night. And when I'm working on this today, I'm not trying to copy his ideas. I'm just being inspired by some of the lines that he uses, some of the colors he uses. I'm really showing lots of movement and energy and trying to make things look like they're alive with color. So I'll start off here with a blue piece of paper. But if you don't have a blue piece of paper, a white paper is fine. It usually works best, though, if you do have a colored paper that's gray, blue, purple. I think those ones work out well when doing this art lesson. So I'm going to first start off here with a curvy line, just kind of thinking about maybe some hills. If you want to put trees in it, or if you wanted to do some buildings. If I want some buildings, I'm going to put ones in the front first, and then if I want something behind it, I can have those ones behind it. And then if I wanted any grasses or bushes or trees. And one of the reasons I'm drawing this with a marker is so that you can see it better. If you want to draw it with pencil, you can. If I'm going to include any windows on here, I'm going to make sure that they're big so they're easy to color. Just think about any shapes, and it doesn't have to be realistic. Use your imagination, but you can definitely use skills of observation like we've talked about too. Maybe put a window over here. Now, his painting, The Starry Night, the focus I'm going to really put into this is the night sky. So I'm going to start off here with some stars, and I wouldn't put more than 10, so I can keep them pretty big. But if I put one on the left, I'm going to put one on the right. If I put one near the top, I might put one at the bottom. So right now I've got 4. This is 5. I think I'm going to stick with 6. I'm going to leave space for a moon. Could be a full moon. It could be a crescent moon. Vincent van Gogh would often use these broken lines to make things look like they're shining, and also to give a feeling of movement. So I'm going to put some broken lines around these stars. And then I'm going to add some wind to these two to give even a little bit more motion, like the sky is kind of swirling. I can have ones going this way, so we'll go with the same direction here. But it's kind of like a C with a long tail on it, and then a line on the other side. But if you want to have them going the other way too, that's fine. Maybe it's going to tuck in here behind this grass. And then once I have some wind in here, then if there's open spaces, it's perfect for adding things like clouds in here if you've got some extra room. If you do want to add a road, I might make it look like it's disappearing by making it small and then gradually getting bigger. But you can figure out what you want to have below it. Now when this is done and you draw it all out, then you can start adding color. I'm going to do mine with oil pastel. These are the ones that we use at Lakeshore, Sheldon Woods, Wakazu, but crayons will work too, whatever you have access to. When I'm working on this, yellow or white could work well for stars. I'm going to do this kind of golden color, and I'm just going to kind of trace these broken lines to really make them look like they're shining. Okay. Once I have the stars done, we'll just pretend that I did all the stars. Then I might switch over to some white and do all the clouds that I put in here. And then once I have that done, instead of just doing one color for the wind, I'll usually do two. And since I want the night sky to be a little bit of a darker blue or a purple, I'm going to use lighter colors for this wind. Otherwise, it's just gonna, if it were a dark blue, it's just gonna blend right into the sky color. So I'm gonna use maybe this, like, this might look like white. It's like a really light blue, like a sea greenish blue. You could have a golden moon, you could have a white moon, a yellow moon, whatever you would like. And then once you have the sky done, I'm gonna move over to this one that I've already added color to. But once you have the sky done, then you can add color to your buildings. And I find it probably the easiest when I'm doing the buildings to go around the windows and the doors first. And then once that's done, then it's easy to fill it in. And then when I'm coloring in the windows, since it's nighttime, I might be thinking about, are the windows going to be having the lights off and maybe a really dark color like a dark purple or a black, or are the lights going to be on with a white or a yellow color? So you can decide what you think is going to be best for those colors. If you want to add a color to your road, I made these lines white. You can make them yellow or gold, but I did the white first and then I'm going to do the black second. I'm going to move over to this one that has even more done on it. If we were doing this in art, we'd probably spend 3 art times making this. So I'm just trying to move things along so that you guys have enough time that you're not getting bored watching this video. So I always do lots of color mixing. So into this red building, I might add like another color of red or another color of, like, this is a little bit of pink. Get a little bit of mixing, or into this gray, I might put a little bit of silver, getting a little bit of mixing in there. When that's done, I actually will bring this one back a second. When I'm doing the sky color, you could do 2 colors of blue. These ones are like midnight blue and kind of a medium blue. Or sometimes I'll do a blue and a purple. The main thing is that I'm picking 2 colors that are similar in value. Like, I wouldn't pick this one that's a really dark blue and this one, they're too far away in color. I like to pick ones that are similar. So here, I'm just gonna use this midnight blue first, and I'm gonna go around everything. Once I go around everything, we'll come down here, and I would go around the clouds, around the moon. And then I can just take this and I'm gonna lightly fill this in, kind of going side to side. And so this first color that I'm doing is kind of light, and I'm gonna bring that all the way down to the ground. So then it looks like this when it's done. All of it's filled in. And then I'm going to put a second color on top. So I'm going to use this purple. I think the blue and the purple together works well. And then that second color that I put on, I'm going to press it on really, really, really hard. So then any of the paper is covered up. And that's also going to make it look more like a painting. Vincent van Gogh's artwork. The Starry Night was not a drawing, but if I put this oil pastel on thick, it'll look more like a painting. So I can just kind of go side to side, fill this all in, bring that all the way down to the ground. When I have that done, one of my favorite parts to do is to give it a little bit more movement and energy. So we'll pretend I did this side too. And I'm gonna pick out maybe like a really light sea blue or a white, and then I can put some broken lines into the sky. It's just gonna give it a little bit more movement, a little bit more energy. So we'll just pretend that I did all of that. And then the last part would be doing some grass. I already did this side, but it's really just a simple idea of sticking with value from the darkest to the lightest. And I'm just gonna use kind of a zigzag line going up and down. Then I'll move to the next one. Just pressing it on really hard, overlapping them just a little bit. We'll go up and down here. And then this one. And since I have more space, just repeat them until I get all the way to the top. This one here, I'll show you a couple last examples. So, and then we'll close up the video. But we'll fill that all in right up close to the road. But this one is one that I took a little more time on, and it's got some areas that are filled in a little bit better. I also have, this one is, instead of like a blue and a purple, this is like two different blues for the sky, and I'll attach these pictures to the video too. But I hope you have fun doing this, and I definitely miss all of you, so have fun creating art, and make sure to watch that video about Vincent van Gogh so that you can learn a little bit more about him and a little bit about art history. So I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Have fun making art and being creative.